of builder Conclave, helping visionaries turn ideas into structured, lasting system. Brand strategies are a speak inspiration with a voice, an interview-driven platform spotlights, impactful journey, and co-founder of the Design Workshop Masterclass community, a paid network of nearly 300 creatives across 13 countries using smartphone design skills to build income and influence. Over the past 3 years, he's trained and mentored 13,000 plus designers across 30 plus countries in smartphone design, branding, and international positioning. He is also a co author of the Audience to Income Framework, a system of converting attention into loyal customers and scalable revenue, and a sought after speaker on branding, audience growth, and personal development. Currently a 400 level electronic and electrical engineering student at Obafemi Awolowo University. John blends design, coaching, speaking, and strategy to help young people build sustainable platform for income and impact. So I want to see our reaction as we welcome him on stage.
All right, good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you so much for the introduction. I appreciate that. I'm so honored and I'm so excited to be here. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, YTOP Global. And happy International Youth Day to everyone here. Happy International Youth Day. Good evening, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. And I hope you are excited too. Like, I'm very, very, very happy to be here. And yeah, thank God for the privilege to be alive today. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God for the privilege. So yeah, and without much things here, let's just quickly get into the order of our discussion tonight. So uh we all know that the theme right here is from local to global. So that'll be my center of, let me say, that will be my core emphasis tonight. From local action to global impact. That's the theme for this International Youth Day. So just follow me and we're definitely going to have an amazing session together. I have just a few minutes to spend here. So before I start, I would love to appreciate my mentor. That's the person of Mr. Ekundayo Oluwadamilare. Thank you so much for the privilege to be on stage this evening. I appreciate it. I don't take this for granted. Please, I wanted to appreciate my mentor. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. There's some people that you can never ever delete or erase from your success story. Mr. Ekundayo Oluwadamilare is someone like that. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I pray. And thank you so much for everything you do. Thank you so much for for bringing out uh the best, even in those people you tend to meet or you encounter. Thank you so much, sir. May God bless you and increase you in many folds. Amen. And thank you so much for the privilege. Yeah, I appreciate that. And I also want to appreciate the presence of Miss Mercy Ninian. Thank you so much for coming around. Thank you so much. And yes, thank you for your impact on my life too. Thank you for your impact on my life. I think recently I got a certificate from Project Edway, and Miss Mercy Praise has been an integral part of my journey and my process, and I appreciate this. Thank you so much for the investment you've made in my life. I appreciate it. I'm able to stand on this platform because people have invested in me. So thank you so much, and I'm so happy to be here again. And it's a privilege to share the stage with you. I really appreciate that. So thank you so much. And to everyone here listening to me this evening, thank you so much for coming around. I value you all and I celebrate you all. I so much celebrate you. Thank you so much. I'm honored. So let's dive in. Let's dive in. Let's dive in. If you are ready, just type I am ready. Just type I am ready. Just type I am ready to move from or just type I'm ready to make a global change. Just type I'm ready to make a global change in the comment section. If you know you can see hear me very well, just type I am ready to make a global change in the comment section and put fire emoji. I'm ready to make a global change. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I can see some of my friends here this evening. Good evening, everyone. Yeah. So let me check the comments session. So yeah. I'm ready to make a global change. So the topic before me, and I think I was asked to speak on the subject matter of local action to global impact. And I thought it's great to not just to go into the aspect of just global impacts, different things and all, without even carrying us or without even, let me say, giving us a step-by-step process of how everything happened. So I would love to share some of my personal stories to carry us along so we can just know how everything uh, came into place. Everything I'm doing right now, it didn't just start from because I just woke up or maybe someone laid hands on me out. No. Everything was everything started somewhere. Do you understand? So today is International Youth Day, so it's very very much important we also have this foundation now story that I'll be sharing with us. So let me start with this. So I think let me say my life changed in um COVID-19 period. COVID-19 period. So I think I've always shared this story, and so I just want to I want to share it once again so we can just get some insights about my journey and my story. So my life changed in 29, let me say 2020. So that was the COVID-19 period because I was just at home. I was not doing anything, and that lockdown period now. So we're not going to school, nothing. I was just idle. And the only I think the next thing I saw was that my physics teacher then, that's Mr. Omara Raymond, he was organizing a what are they call let's just say a video animation class. He was organizing a video animation class, and it was even for free. So I was like, I'm not doing anything. What exactly do I want to do in my life? So I was just like, okay, let me just branch to the class and let me just explore it. And upon getting to the class, I saw that the class was very, very corrosive. It was power packed. And to cut a long story short, I had to even reach out to mom that, mom, I want to sign up for this master class. So they told us to pay 500 naira for certificate to all of these things. So it was 500 naira. I would say like that was the first amount of money I paid. I would say it's let me say it's that's the first amount I ever paid for any master class whatsoever. So I was like, mommy, I want to pay for this master class, and I'm interested in this thing. So because I was so much invested, I was so much interested in the next level of after I've tasted the free class. So I was like, mom, this is something, and lo and behold, my mom paid for me. She paid for my siblings too, and all sorts. So now, why I share that story with you is that I want to start seeing that 500 naira as a seed, because I'll be giving us a frame. I don't just like to just explain, maybe just to tell my story so you can just maybe laugh or just, but I'm sharing you the story and the journey so you can pick something very, very significant from it. So I'll be calling it a seed. Let me just say that 500 naira was a seed. Let me say a seed framework, because now if I had not paid that 500 naira to maybe to grow or stretch myself, probably, in fact, I would have not even be here this evening. Do you understand? So I would say that 500 naira is a seed, is a seed, and I'll be spelling that word seed. I'll be spelling that word seed. So that S, the first S in the word seed is, let me say, the starting phase, or start where you are. Do you understand? So the first S I would say is what starts where you are. Me, I started with, let me just say, I started with 500 naira to pay for my first, let me say, to pay for my first master class or to pay for my first certificate. Do you understand? So that is, I'll call it your starting phase. That's where you are. So you definitely, you might have had people maybe sharing you their stories, sharing their experience, and you're like, "Ah, you have really gone far. You've gone ahead. What exactly can I even do again? You might feel this gap that, oh, I'm just overwhelmed. You're telling me different things, and but I'm here to tell you again that the first thing you should tell yourself is, I can start wherever I am. Do you understand? So start wherever you are. And another thing I also want to bring into the perspective too is that you don't, you may not even necessarily need the let me say, the perfect setup to start. Yeah, we have some people that they will tell you that I'm a perfectionist, different things and all sorts. But then I'm trying to tell you that when you start out something, even if it's not yet the best form of you, there's always, let me say, there's always a point you will get to that you will keep you will keep, let me say, refining yourself. Let me even give you guys a practical story. The first graphic design class I had, the first graphic design training I had, I think I had, uh is it not, maybe let's just say 100 plus members, 100 plus members. And at the end of the day, ask me how many people signed up for my paid class. Just 5 persons paid for the master class. In fact, was it even up to 5 or 4? Maybe I should just like maybe pay for someone so that I will not say 5 people have paid. So it was that bad to the point that 5 people paid for my class, like master. And how much was it? It was just 1,000 naira. So it's in fact that was where I started from. But then I also want to bring into a perspective of something very, very significant. Now, people that are telling you start from somewhere, start anyhow. Now, you also have to understand that people telling you start anyhow, start from somewhere, does not mean you should start with you should start with, let me say, with a wrong motive to, or with the wrong approach. There are some people that, yes, they want to make impact, they want to do different things, but they've not really given themselves to the place of growth. They've not given themselves to the place of personal development. Now, I started out then maybe trying to push out myself, trying to sell what I've not really become, and I struggled. Do you get the point now? So I'm trying to bring you into the perspective of, some people can tell you that, yes, start, just do it. But then you yourself know that I don't really have the results yet to start pushing out this thing. So even as you're telling yourself to start, there's also a place. In fact, let me tell you something very important. You starting might not necessarily mean you're trying to host your next class. You are trying to host your next paid class. You're trying to make impact, do different things and all sorts. You starting might actually mean you preparing yourself for what lies ahead of you. Please, I used to following me. So you have to be very careful about the kind of informations you get and the way you interpret this information. Do you get the point now? So I struggled to sell. In fact, I struggled to even bring 5 persons to a 1,000 naira class then, because I was trying to sell what I've not become. So sometimes you have to also check out what you are doing again. They told you start, just start. And you will keep struggling because you are not following the due process, because you're not following the due procedure. So let's just okay. So moving from that 5,000, from that 1,000 naira class that 5 people paid, in fact, unfortunately, I would say I gave myself to the process. I gave myself to growth, to the point that now the next class I will now ever, in fact, I will hold after then. Guess the number of people that joined the class. 2,500 persons joined the free class. What's changed? That was because I gave myself to growth. So I'm not necessarily now telling you to now leave this place and just tell you go and start anywhere. But I'm trying to tell you that you can start from where you are, but the approach and the lens to which you are using to even start from also matters. The fact that I just tell you go and start does not necessarily mean go to CNN. See, there are some mistakes that you should not even make on the global stage, that you should make at the local level. Are you getting it? There are some mistakes that see you should make at the local level, because when you get to the global stage, they cannot be correcting you on the stage. The stage is not for rehearsals at the global level. You get the point now. So see, everybody, see, all of us here, by the grace of God, will attain greater heights. But I'm just trying to tell you that I'm bringing you to a perspective that you have to have an understanding that even where I am, I have to commit myself to the process. There is a law of process. There is always the law of process that you cannot skip. And let me tell you something very, very important. The more you begin to grow, the more you begin to pay attention to your growth. Let me just say accumulatively, every year there is always a deposit that leaves you. As in, there's always let me know it's deposit. There's always something that gets attached to you. The more you give yourself to growth, the same me that I see right now, it was not the same me in 2025. No. So you are a product, or you are a product of the lessons and the experiences you've learned in the past. That's about that too. So I think you now have an understanding when people tell you start where you are, do what you have. So you need to start with what is in your hand. Yes, start with what is in your hand. But have a mindset and have a bigger picture that I can start with what is in my hand, but that doesn't mean I will start even with the wrong impression, with the wrong notion, or with the wrong perspective. Do you understand? I think I was sharing to my WhatsApp status yesterday. I said, if you have a long-term plan, or a long-term vision, you have to in fact, you have to start losing appetite for short-term vision. I'll come again. If you have a long-term goal, you have a long-term vision, you have to start losing appetite for short-term vision. Some of us right now want to make impact. Yes, we want to make impact. You are seeing people doing exploits. Some of you are seeing, I think we all know Victor Ashaka. You are seeing the great things he's doing right now. Now, the next thing you want to start doing is, I want to start hosting my own class. Is it bad to host class? Not bad. Very good. But sometimes you have to sit down again and ask yourself, do I even really have this result of where I want to push out there? Some of us, we are not truthful to ourselves, and I kid you not, you will not really get you will not get the results when you're not when you're not truthful to yourself. So you have to still sit down again and ask yourself, where exactly am I currently? Even in the starting phase, I'm still in SO. Even in the starting phase, about what can I do? In fact, let me say to catapult my journey. That's why you cannot separate the entity of mentorship even in your starting phase. I tell you, you can't separate the story of the place of mentorship from the starting phase. You can't separate it. You can't. You can't. Do you understand what I'm trying to say now? You can't separate that entity of mentorship. Is very, very, very important. Because what even took your mentor 5 years to achieve? I tell you that you sitting down that's why I said right hands, staying under the right wings. I tell you that you can fast track your process in fact in 1 year. In like, do you understand? It's very that's why you can't separate the entity of mentorship. So if you are right here, maybe you are here and you don't have a mentor yet. Please, you should have one. It's very, very much important. In fact, I'm always happy to say I have a mentor, and he's even right here on Discord. That's Mr. Ikunda Olaoluwa ADENIYI. I'm so happy I met him. In fact, the day I met him, he opened me up to so many possibilities. And yes, there were. I'll tell you for a fact that there were situations that, in fact, I was so far away from him. But yes, I felt a gap. I had to go back to him again. Sir, please, I'm at this particular stage. So probably you are here, and maybe let me say you were in touch. Let's just say you were in touch with your mentor maybe few months ago, few years ago. This is a sign, and this is another indicator for you to go back and submit. Go back and submit. It's always a blessing and privilege to have a voice that can tell you, hey man, this is not what you should do. Go back. Do you understand? Do you get the point now? So if I'm doing something and my mentor tells me, hey, don't use this approach. In fact, when I wanted to write my first book, yes, I told him, sir, what do you say about this thing? He said, go ahead. If he had said no now, you will not see me release it. I won't release anything. So it's always a privilege to see to have someone you can submit to and someone that you can listen to. It's very, very important, even in the starting phase. Do you understand? So that's just letter S in the seed in the seed equation. That's about that. My time is even fast spent. So how many minutes do I have left? Please, someone should just let me know. Now the E in the seed is explore. Explore. You can just type it explore. Now, let me tell you something very, very important. Now, as you are starting, even as I've started something, you started doing now something, probably you just start, maybe you started writing, you started maybe learning design, you started learning one or two things. There is always a place of, let me say, I call it exploration. Personally, me, I moved from video animation. I was like, okay, video animation, how can I start bringing these things that are moving in videos? How can I start creating my own? I was like, let me try graphic design. I started with Canva. From Canva, I moved to Pixel Lab. I moved to different. I kept. Do you understand? So you don't necessarily have to now box yourself to the point of this is the only thing I can do. Any other. Don't be rigid. Be flexible. So I was like, from graphic design, I moved to from video animation, I moved to graphic design, and there's something such as versatility. Versatility means you having understanding of how different things work. If you bring me into content creation, I will do excellently well. Yes. If you bring storytelling to me right now, and right now I'm a brand strategist. But if you bring me things about AI automation, I can in fact I can give you consultation on it. Yes. So you have to understand that don't just limit yourself to even if you are learning graphic design right now, don't limit yourself to only Canva, Pixel Lab, Photoshop. No, go and learn more. Go and learn more on copywriting. Go and learn more on closing, on sales, on branding, on psychology. Do you understand now? So there's all don't just limit yourself to see now. Like I said before, I said if you are thinking long term, if you are thinking long term, some of your actions right now should not be short term. If you are thinking of global impact, and the only thing you know is just how to move graphic, how to move image in Pixel Lab. Do you think it can take you to the global stage? No. Do you understand now? So you have to start, or you have to understand that there is always a part of exploration. From graphic design, in fact, from video animation, I moved to graphic design. From graphic design to I had to there was a point of me transitioning into brand strategy. There's always progress, and that's why it's always good to start. Now, if I had not started with that video animation, do you think I'll be referred to as a brand strategist today? No, it won't work that way. Do you understand? So by exploring, you also have the opportunity to, let me say, you get exposed. Yeah, you get exposed. You be like, oh, I learned this thing along the line. That's why I can speak on. See, I don't even need rehearsal before I can speak on some topics. Yes, that is what exposure does to you. Do you understand? You will make some mistakes even along this path. Yes, and those mistakes are there to refine you, and they are there to bring you into let me say a solid version of you. They are there to bring out a solid version of you. Do you understand? So that's the E part of the seeds. Now the other E is, remember I'm spelling seeds, SEEDS. The third E is what? Endurance. I'm still talking about the 500 naira that I paid. That 500 naira is like a seed. But I'm trying to tell you the whole story behind this. Do you understand? So that third E is endurance. Let me give you one. Let me give you guys one shocking story. When I started graphic design, that was 2020, around 2020, 2021. I got scammed by someone told me that, oh, I want you to design an animation for me, blah blah blah. He just said, do it for me. Don't worry. When you do it, I'll send you the payment. And up to now, he has not paid. I went to I will have to go and cry to my mom. Mommy, I don't like this thing. Mommy will talk to me. She will talk. My mom was my first sales coach. Do you care? She was my first sales coach. She will tell me, she will give me some tips on, oh, you don't do this thing next time. She will talk about, do you understand? So that's endurance. So all of these things, they taught me endurance. So there are some processes that you are trying to dodge right now that you have to still come back to it. Maybe you've been receiving some instructions on nudging since maybe 2020, and you're like, I'll start tomorrow. See, I tell you that you have to start seeing it as my life depends on this thing, and nation and destinies depends on this thing. I'll leave you with something that Mr. Olaoluwa said sometimes. He said, there is time. Yes, there is no time. There is time. Yes, there is no time. Meaning that there is time. Like wherever you are right now, there is still time for you to put in the work. Like, and don't say, oh, I should have started 5 years ago and fold your hands. Even if you should have started 5 years ago, you can still start right now and make the best out of it. And there is no time means you have to keep telling yourself that there is this sense of urgency of let me make things work out. Like there is no time again. Very soon they will start calling you daddy, uncle, grandpa. Is it when you have gray hairs that you want to start taking your life serious? No. That's about that. Now the D part is, let me say, digital leverage. I've never even really started like that, but my time is fast, man. I'll just quickly wrap up. And this is digital leverage. Now, digital leverage talks about the fact that like I said, I think I mentioned leverage before. Leverage talks about what you have right now, at the moment. Now, how can you use other things to advance what you have right now? That's just let me just explain leverage with that analogy. Now, graphic design. Remember I moved from video animation to graphic design. Now, that graphic design got me my first phone. Got me my first laptop. I've changed my phone maybe twice now because of graphic design. Yes. That was from someone that was stuck. That was in a confused part of COVID-19 period. We're not doing anything. Let me make things work. I have just from that 500 naira seed, it has multiplied into millions, many folds. Do you understand? So the world is a digital village. There are some countries that I have not visited physically right now, but my voice, my impact has reached there by the grace of God right now. So that's because of me taking intentional process and me giving into the process. Let me quickly wrap up. I'm very, very, very sorry. My time is up already, right? But okay, so now let me give you guys one warning. We're talking about local action to global impact. Good. Now I understand the fact that the subtopic of this event says how young people can leverage technology and partnerships to create sustainable change. Now you have to have an understanding that there's a place of technology or AI, yes, and there's still a place of you sitting down with yourself to get clarity. This is very, very important. Please pay attention to this part. I know so many people, so many of us here want to use technology, want to use AI to have understanding of what to do, different things, those different things. Fine. But I want to tell you something very important, that technology is a vehicle, not a destination. AI is a tool, not a brain replacement. Please pay attention to this thing. Never ever outsource your intelligence to artificial intelligence. It's very, very, very important. So some people cannot even write, they cannot even write caption. Like, just happy birthday to you, my friend. You are doing so well. They cannot write caption. Five, in fact, let me say 10-line caption without using AI. Yeah? AI, see, I'm not even saying you should not use AI, but you have to understand that you should not outsource your intelligence to artificial intelligence. Because there are platforms that you will get to that you may never have the opportunity to prompt your AI, prompt Claude, prompt ChatGPT, and they want to test out the substance you have, and you're like, and you go blank. Doesn't make sense. So use AI to even, let me say, use AI to accelerate your thinking, not to replace your thinking. So you have to start seeing technology as what you can use to scale your ideas, not just to manufacture the ideas you don't understand. Because the moment you begin to even outsource your intelligence, you become a middleman for the tool instead of a builder with a vision. Do you understand? The world does not even pay middlemen the same way it pays builders. No, as a builder, a builder is someone that, in fact, give me rubbish, I will turn the rubbish and refine it into something that people can say, wow, they can clap for. See, you must have this builder's mindset and builder's perspective too in whatever you are doing. That wherever I am right now, there's a lens that you should start seeing something from. Even someone that wants to go global, think about it. The eyes, in fact, the lens you are going to use to see something should be different from the lens by which someone that is thinking local will see. Yes, you can be in a very local village that network is bad, but your mindset must not be local. Yes, you must have a mindset of I am seeing possibilities. I am not there yet, but then it is in my mind. There is something like a fire, internal fire. Yes, it's internal fire first before external shifts. It has to first consume you. So when you see some high-powered individuals, some people that are making global impacts, like my mentor now, see, you don't just see them and say, he's luck. Who told you he's luck? There is something that is powering him. Yes. Do you understand? There is something that is powering him, is clarity. So that's why you also have to have an understanding of where am I headed to. So clarity is very, very much important at every phase of your life. Because see, if you are not clear of where you are headed to, any place can look like it. You have to be clear. Where am I headed to? What do I want for my life? Where do I see myself in the next 5 years? So sometimes you have to sit down alone, even in the middle of the night, ask yourself questions. This is my life. Where do I see myself in the next 2 years, 1 year, in the next 3, if I don't even say 5 years, in the next 2 months? Stop. Maybe the reason why you're not making progress is because you are planning your life in next 10 years. Ask yourself, where do I see myself in the next 1 week, in the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks from now? What do I want to achieve? And everything you do right now, today, it has a way of telling where you are headed to. Yes. Every step you take right now is a revealer of where you are headed to. Do you get the point now? So I'll just give you this closing charge that you don't need a global platform to start. Yes, you don't need a global platform to start. I tell you, you don't need to get speaker engagement from Spain, from Canada before you start. You just need, let me say, local obedience in that small thing you are doing. Some of us right now, God will not even answer that prayer of take me abroad, send me to nations right now, because he knows that if he sends you to nations, you go and disappoint him there. Do you get the point now? So you have to, yes, start with that thing he has placed in you and do it diligently. And see, there is some, if you do that thing that God has placed in you diligently, there's a way it will open so many doors for you effortlessly. There's some prayers that, in fact, you don't need to pray. When you are so diligent as what you are doing, things will begin to open up from there. You start getting things will become clearer. My first class 100. Next one I did after giving myself to growth and process 2,500. 2025 we did 3,500 plus. 2026 is coming again. Do you think we'll do 3,600? No, targeting 5,000 plus, and it will happen. So growth is a process. Start where you are and please explore without fear. Some of you have the mindset of I will fail, I will know, I will fail. See, even the failure, embrace it, because there are some things that no nobody can to greater heights. Do you understand? So, and leverage technology, but never let technology replace your intelligence. It's very, very important. So build with what you have, because what looks local today, it can be the global thing people clap for, people appreciate, people celebrate. Do you understand? So I really, really wish you guys all the best. So local obedience to the small things in your hand. So thank you so much for having me tonight. I'm grateful, and I really hope you had a wonderful moment. So time is fast spent already, and let me just stop here. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, John. Thank you so much. Wow, that was a lot. That was deep. I'm very sure that some of us are thinking has changed, because a lot of things come into my mind. I can see someone saying power. I'm very sure that the person's thinking has changed.